Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because, wow, we have a massive update to unpack. We're diving straight into the July 2026 update from the Google developers blog all about Conductor. Now, if you've been following the rapid advancements in AI development tools, you already know that keeping your architecture organized while utilizing AI, well, it can sometimes feel like trying to herd cats, right? Or, trying to exit Vim on your very first try. But this brand new update to Conductor, it fundamentally changes how we interact with our code. So get comfortable, focus in on the analysis we've prepared for you, and let's explore exactly how spec-driven development is evolving.
I want you to imagine something for a second. We all know the frustrating friction of rigid CLI commands, right? You're in the zone, you're trying to build out a complex feature, and then bam, you hit a wall just because you misremembered a specific command flag. Or worse, you're forcing your brain to translate these beautiful high-level architectural ideas into very rigid, machine-readable syntax. It totally breaks your flow. But what if your terminal could just talk to you? What if instead of dictating strict commands, you could just have a natural conversation? Well, that is the exact evolutionary leap we're going to explore today.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, Conductor's Origin Story. To really understand this update, we need to quickly look at what Conductor originally set out to solve. Spec-driven development, or SDD, is all about planning your architecture before you build. Before SDD, developers were stuck relying on these ephemeral chat logs with their AI. You know the drill. You'd have this brilliant hour-long brainstorming session, but the absolute second you close the browser tab, the AI basically got amnesia. The context was just gone. Conductor completely shifted that project awareness into persistent, version-controlled Markdown files. It was a massive win for developers globally, finally helping us plan and maintain safe, predictable architectures without constantly having to reteach the AI what we were actually building. Which brings us to Section 2, Evolution into a Plugin. So what's the big change? Well, the new Conductor plugin consolidates everything into a single, incredibly powerful package. We're talking about skills, rules, MCP servers, and hooks, all bundled together seamlessly. By packing all of this into one cohesive plugin, the friction of your daily development is just drastically reduced. It takes the tool from being a strict set of utilities into a much more fluid experience. You aren't sitting there piecing together different extensions or manually managing integrations anymore. Instead, you've got this unified powerhouse ready to assist you right out of the box. And that unlocks our next massive shift, Section 3, Conversational Spec-Driven Development. Just look at the sheer contrast between these two workflows. We are officially leaving behind the old way. Sure, it was functional, but it was really bogged down by rigid, heavy command sequences. It felt stiff, and honestly, you had to do a lot of the structural heavy lifting yourself. But on the right, we are stepping into a fluid, conversational reality. As you sit there and naturally discuss your feature requirements, the AI is dynamically generating your context, your specs, and your plans in real time. It intelligently knows exactly when to update your overarching architecture or check off a completed task in your build roadmap. You get to stay completely focused on the high-level strategy, while the AI actively manages the project state in the background. It is just a brilliant division of labor. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. If the AI is doing all this organically, am I losing control of my files? The Google Developers blog actually explicitly addresses this anxiety with a very clear promise. Your spec.md and plan.md aren't going anywhere. This is absolutely crucial to understand. The underlying procedural rigor of spec-driven development, it remains completely intact. You still get all those critical benefits of persistent Markdown artifacts, but the process of creating and iterating on them is now as simple as chatting with your AI assistant. You literally get the ultimate ease of conversation without sacrificing a single ounce of the safety and predictability of your architecture. And this brilliantly illustrates our next topic, Section 4, Ecosystem Portability. Because Conductor is now a plugin, it completely breaks the workflow wide open to support multiple tools. Up until now, Conductor was exclusively tied to the Gemini CLI, but that restriction, it's totally gone. It's now a portable, ecosystem-wide capability, completely compatible with tools like the Antigravity CLI and Claude. Your AI agent will understand the foundational documents about your project's architecture, regardless of which tool you actually choose to work in. Your shared configuration and ongoing development tracks persist seamlessly. That means an AI-assisted workflow you start in one tool can be picked right back up in another without losing a single beat of context. It's truly untethered development. Let's bring this all home and look at Section 5, Impact on your team. So what does this all mean for your team's day-to-day operations? Let's break it down.
First up on the table, there is zero migration headache. The backwards compatibility means the plugin works perfectly with your old Conductor commands, existing plans, and specs right out of the gate. No starting from scratch. Second, natural interaction. Your team spends way less time acting like human compilers memorizing syntax and far more time discussing actual implementation strategy. Combine that with the portability to use the tool that fits the specific task at hand and the brilliantly preserved context, and your repository remains your single intuitive source of truth. It's just vastly easier to interact with every single day.
And if you need hard data to back this up, the developers blog dropped a really fantastic metric. The Conductor plugin achieved a higher success rate across the most complex subset of terminal bench tasks. This isn't just some shiny UI facelift, folks. This conversational STD approach definitively and directly makes your team more successful at solving hard, real-world engineering problems compared to not using spec-driven development at all. The data literally proves it's a structural advantage.
So how do you actually get this integrated into your workflow right now? It's actually incredibly straightforward. Step 1. If you want to kick the tires first, Google has provided a hands-on code lab where you can test drive the plugin's features. It's a fantastic way to feel that conversational flow for yourself before you commit. Step 2. When you're ready to build, you just run the anti-plugins install command pointing to the Conductor GitHub repository to integrate it directly with the Antigravity CLI. You can literally start improving your workflow today. Conductor's mission has always been to make AI development safe, predictable, and architecturally sound. And by evolving into this conversational plugin, they've made that immense power incredibly accessible and adaptable to your unique workflow. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that your terminal can actually talk to you and the frustrating friction of rigid commands is completely gone, what will you build next? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope this deep dive helped clarify exactly why the new Conductor plugin is such a game changer. Keep learning, keep building, and I'll catch you in the next one.